Okay, right. We're going to see if we can get this guy to pick up and put down his hat. Just to start off, I want to key everything. I've got nothing in my custom shelf, so I'm going to go show none, and then go show NURBS curves, and get the top control. I can't hide that because I'll hide everything else. So right, okay. I'm going to select everything, hold the control key, deselect that, and then go to my script thing that says so if I go from there to there, I'm going to middle mouse click and drag it on there. There's a mel script. There we go. I'm going to go shelf editor. Icon label CTRL. So save all shelves. Right, so now hopefully if I do that, I'll get those. Cool. I'm going to hit S. Oh, there we go. So on frame 1, I've set a key and everything, which is good because if I go here, you can see that it's set the key for the custom attributes as well. That's cool. Right. So we've got that. So now show joints. No, I don't want to see joints, do I? Don't show joints. Show polygons. There we go. Yay, polygons. I'm also going to need to see locators. I'm not particularly bothered about the eye locators, but we're going to be able to, or need to, do something with a hat. So at the moment, the hat does not follow. Now, it would be easy just to parent it into the head control if it was going to stay on his head all the time. And you can still animate it under parent space, but it would always follow the head control. And if you want it to be somewhere else, like in his hand or down on a table, let's go for table. So reference, okay, don't do that. Deselect, then go reference, create reference. Somewhere I have something called table reference. There we go. Good to you. I just said I've made it in the student version, which I have. W. Select it. W. Let's move it. I think it's a bit small. Just a bit small. R. Let's make it a bit bigger. What, mid-thigh? A convenient place to put your hat. Right, okay. Table's there. Table, show, isolate, select, view, select. There we go. Right, here's our hat. Now, I think his hat needs to be on the table, on his head, and in his hand, which means I need to be able to attach the hat to 3 different space time zones, whatever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go create locator. There it is. W. I'll bring it right up until it's on top of the hat. So let's call that locator 1. No, it's called locator 2 actually, but what I really want to do is call it locator hat head. So it's the hat locator. I can actually call it a hat locator. Control X, backspace, paste, space, delete, capital L. Right, okay, hat locator head. So if I go Control D, hat locator hand, and Control D, hat locator table. Right, now just because it's probably going to be easier to handle it, hat locator table, I'm going to just move to the bottom of the hat. I'm going to do that in the side view. Although I see all sorts of messy stuff in here. 4. just on the underside of the hat there. Now the hat isn't level, but that's well, we can deal with that later. So that's that. And hand. Now hand, I'm going to put somewhere on the side of the brim because he's going to hold it, I think, by the side of the brim. So it's going to be easier just to see it as being separate there. Okay. Now initially we want the hat to follow the head, but it's got to at some point follow each one of these locators. So I'm going to hold the shift key. So I've selected the 3 locators, hold the shift key, select the hat, and go constrain parent. Just open the dialog, make sure it's maintain offset, and go apply. So now the hat, bless it, is constrained to table, hand, and head. However, for now, we only want it to be constrained to the head. So I'm going to zero out the influences of the table and the hand and leave it with the head. So now the hat will follow the head controller, Z, but not either of the other ones. So that's the hand. But if I go, you know, parent constraint there, I'm going to go, actually I want it to follow the hand. I can go 1 in there and 0 in there, and then it will follow the hand constraint. So that's fine. So we can do that, and we can get to that. Not only that, if we wanted to, with that selected, we could do a set driven key, which could be a float and it could drift between these things, or it could be an integer and it could be switched directly as a whole unit from one to another. So 1, 2, 3 would be head, hand, table. If you wanted to do that, so you could put that on the head control, you know, and kind of go, here's the things that the hat could follow. So you could build it into the rig that way. So at the moment, we just want it to follow the head. We don't want it to follow the hand. And what we can do with that is take those 3 and go key selected. So at the beginning it does that. So now we'll go show, isolate select view selected, back to where we were before. What we can now say is this guy wants to be parented to the head control. So select 1, select the head control, press P. So now, because it's constrained to that locator, you can see the hat follows the head, which is lovely. So we can kind of go, I want to frame 20, frame 10, get the eye control. I'm going to call it frame 8, get the eye control, go W, and bring it down. Go, I'm looking at the table, which is fine. Get the head control, and rotate it down a tiny little bit. Get the hip control, and bring it down. Jump. Obviously those arms are going to have to go with it. Although we could have a little bit of follow through on them. Okay, something like that. So, and then frame 11. We'll look at the table fully, but not be so weird as to. So something like that. Now I acknowledge the table exists. Right, at that frame, if that's everything, we can go Control, select everything, hit S, there you go, and we've fixed that pose. Well, that is a bit weird. with the head control. I'll move that back a little bit. So there, it just seems to tip in quite a lot. Maybe it's that one's too close. Not the world's greatest animate. Let's just see what that looks like. Eyes lead, heads go down. Okay, cool. We could even give it a little bit of a quizzical tilt. All in 15 frames, so that's way too. I'm not quite sure why that one goes up so much, but still. Got that little bounce on the eye twitch. This is where you kind of go, actually, we don't want that to be parented to the head control at all. It could just be parented to the top controller, which means you'd be able to look at things. We could do that, couldn't we? I can't be bothered though. Right, okay, so there we go. So now, frame 20, a little bit of thinking time. Move the body back, rotate the body back a little bit. Okay, this forward a little bit. Move it in, rotate it around. This guy probably want to go up and out. Okay, let's see what we're doing here. E. You know, before we start rotating these things, I'm going to go axis orientation. Gimbal, thank you very much. And then move world. We'll keep moving world, but rotate I want in gimbal. Now that elbow, does that really want to be there? I think it's more likely to be more like that. In fact, I think this probably wants to be more like that. It probably wants to be further forward as well. Does he want to start moving? I think those two want to come over here. The one doesn't really want to start moving the hat until after. Okay, so that's part of that. Yeah. This is where you can go, actually those head controls might be a good idea. Ooh, right, okay. As you see, that's going to go back up to there. It only really would have worked positioning it that way if the hat was going to stay in position, but it'll do, it's fine. So by frame 40, see, this is what you get for not keying all the channels. Come on, neck control, thank you. Right, what we're going to do with this hand. switch a fraction further forward. Thumb underneath. Finger. Oh, look at our gimbals. Are we crossing over 0 there? Oh, it's not too bad. Although we're going to struggle to get it round. Oops. Oh, we're near there, aren't we? That'll do. Somewhere around here, probably should make a decision to blink. So let's get that. Let's get these two key selected. 1, 2. God, what is it? These two. That one. 1, 2. Put them back to 0. Cool. And there. Haha. Key selected. 1, 2. 0, there we go. Boom, boom. Made a decision, pick up the hat. Right, 43. So, as the hand comes in, what I'm going to do, mess with all these. No. Reference. We don't need to be able to select those. I want to be able to select those. E. Bend. And take that around. I don't want to poke himself in the face with this one. We could do it down a little bit more. And then, as it comes in, what's the key on that? It is 40, okay. Let's go 44. Key that again. So 44. We'll just bring this in just a little bit more. Can we rotate that angle that way? Just a smidge. Okay. Right, let's get that thumb out of his forehead. That'll do. Get these 3 guys. Rotate them in a bit until we've got some contact. Right, okay. That guy could give a bit more pressure to. So there we go, contact. This guy wants to come in this way and bend slightly less. Whee, okay. Got good contact? Oh, looks like that's okay. Like, yeah, I'm grabbing my hat. I'm thinking about it at the same time. Always a good thing. Right, okay. So now what we need to find is hat locate to hand. Right, okay, so hat locate to hand was at the side of the hat there. So let's bring it over. And go, it's more like that now, isn't it? Fine. Boom, 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 boom. About there. So what we need to do go key selected. Cool. And shift that and just go P. Right, so the other thing we're going to have to do here is get the hat. Select the hat. We can't select the hat there. Select the hat there. Here we go. These three. Key selected. One frame on. Hand is 1. Head is 0. Right, so now what we now have to do is animate in parent space. Is that going right? We want to be up a little bit, and we want to be forward a bit, and we want to be across a bit. Come down a bit, and across a bit. Okay. So we want to come, I'm just going to go object orientation. And can move it down that axis a little bit. And just check that. Still jumping. How much is it jumping by? So we want to come that way. That way. Do we want to rotate a little bit? Well, I suppose it doesn't really matter because he's picking his hand up. But it does move. So W, come on back a bit. Still want to come back a little bit that way. Possibly round a little bit more. Still doing it, isn't it? I think we might be able to get away with that. Yeah, because it's a bit like him grabbing his hand. Grabbing his hat. Okay. Boom. And actually, on that jump there, do the thing where you kind of go, yeah, a bit more contact. More contact. More contact. Let's see that. That's a bit like it. I'm actually picking up my hat. Right, okay. Nice thing about that is that later on, shall I go world? Let's go world. World. Up. Certainly not through the head. This way. That way. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Wow. I takes my hat off to you. Alright, so we've still got... I'm going through... the head. Let's not have him shove it through his head. Shall we not? That would be good, wouldn't it? There we go. I'm going to take off my hat. And then somewhere down here. You're going to want to go further out. Further round. Give it a bit more clearance. I've got enough clearance to just put it out now. No. Oof. How happy that's going to be. Oh wow, just moved. Let's get rid of that frame then. Make that one. Right, at that point I'm going to go, yeah, happy with that. S. Oh, done it again, haven't I? But that's okay, so I can go somewhere down here. Go W. This guy. Straight out. That looks so awkward, doesn't it? Do you think he needs to go that way to make that possible, or even that? He's still oddly looking at it. You. See, I think that eye control would have been better. Key to the... I carefully place my hand. See, over here somewhere, that IK is overextended. Let's assume it's there. Right. So all we really got to do is get this guy down to there. Right, at which point this guy comes into play. So this guy should be somewhere in the middle of the hat. So if I get him and shift select, third, him and control, there you go, control select the hat and go show, isolate select, view selected. All I've got to do now is get this guy level with the hat. 4. Right, so world-wise, I'm going to assume that I put it like that. More like that. Right. Show. Isolate, select, view, select. Right, having done that, around 108. Or even 110, something like that. We can go back to hat and kind of go, right, key selected, key selected, so that's 110. 111, table is 1, boop, hand is 0. Cool. And then let's just see, we've got a little jump. Well, that could just be inputting it in, really, couldn't it? So 110. I'm just going to get everything. So controls S. There we go. 120. Something like that. Stand back up. I've not got the little finger. That's all right, do that separately. Because that one needs to be over here a bit more. So I mean, I suppose the only problem that we've got with all of this is that his hand goes through the deck there to achieve that, so that's a bit problematic. I'll tell you what, we'll do the Pixar thing, which is we'll put the camera over here, and then nobody will ever know. Can do. Oh, that's the thumb. Don't want the thumb. Give me the wrist. in, up, rotate, mind on something else. Left eye, right eye, key selected, 2, 2, -10, frame, 0, and then we can go key selected, frame later, see what we got. I'll do that. Oh, that's because it changed. No, I probably needed to key that in a lot more places because it just goes back down to the. I'll leave it in. He's just talking to himself. There we go. Done. So, hat follows the head, hat follows the hand, hat follows the table. Right, 124 frames. Let's go. Polymodeling box. AR. Change. Front view. For W. There you go. Cool. I think we're right here. Face. Delete. Object mode. Ooh, let's go. Polymodeling. Mesh display. Reverse the normals. Get it on the inside. Stick a new standard surface on it. Make it. Oh no, not file. This. Don't know what I'm doing. Something like that. What? There you go. Something along those lines. Shininess. 9. I don't know why it always comes in at kind of like 0.2, which means every AI material by default is going to be shiny as hell. Rendering point light. We can't see lights at the moment, can we? Bum bum bum. No. Ooh, it's in here somewhere. Lights. There we go. What are you? You are my key light. I don't know. Let's have you as a key light. Intensity. 750. Arnold. Samples. 3. Boom. Radius. 1. Sample 3. Gas shadows. Shadow density. 0.8. Control D. Actually, yeah. Let's get you. Put you a bit higher. So what are you? If we duplicate you, 500. Everything else is okay. Don't get shadows. Control D. Get another one. Stick it up here. Yeah. Stick it over the head. There-ish. Intensity 250. Let's have this one. it's in a blue background, so it's not going to really make much difference. What we're going to render, view, camera settings, resolution gate, that. Do we get all of them in? So kind of, hey Dad, that's what I've done. So something like that's going to look a bit like that. Slightly overlap. Let's dial the lights down a little bit. I think 500, 400, 100. And 500. What's this one? Make that one 300. I like 3, that one, top one, 250, and that 150. There we go. See what that looks like. And that's more doable, isn't it? Right, okay, I'm going to set that up to render out the sequence, and I'll dock it in at the end of the video tutorial. So yeah, there you go. So we've modelled him, we've rigged him, and then now we've demonstrated that the rig can do some kind of complex action like picking up and putting down. And there you go. So that's making a functional character in Maya. So good luck with that, and I'll catch you on the flip side.